Chess is more than a game. It's strategy, it's intelligence, it's friendship. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my channel. The game has just begun.
Hi chess friends, today I'm here on Lichess to resolve some tactics. Tactics are so important to improve your chess, your capacity of calculation, and I suggest you to do every day few tactics because it's really too important. And here we have this position, you have black pieces and you have to find the winning combination. So take your time and try to resolve. Okay. If you see the material, you are down 2 pawns because you have 3 pawns and white has 5 pawns. But you have an interesting pressure on a2, okay? And this bishop could come here on d4. So you could play something like bishop d4. It's an interesting move, right? But it's not easy because if you there is a better move than bishop d4. Can you see it? Because white could do some attack if you waste the time, like queen e6 is coming, is check, and after queen e6 white could play queen e1, so you have to be faster, okay? And now you have to play this queen capture for f2, rook capture for f2, and now you play rook b1 because it's check. White try to cover with the bishop, this is check, and now you play bishop d4 and this is checkmate, okay? So I show you here, if like mate in 5, so queen capture for f2, if king come here is checkmate in 1, so you have to take. But now there is a problem on first rank, so this is checkmate. If not important if you cover it this way because bishop d4 is checkmate, okay? So this is the best move. If you were thinking about something like this, here white has some counter attack, like sorry about that, like bishop e6 is a good move, and because there is a queen sack or a rook sack, okay? And now queen capture, can you see? Seems a completely winning position, but it's checkmate, so you have to give a queen or a rook. Seems a winning move this, but white here has a lot of resources, so you have to move to be forced, like checkmate in 5. So let's go with the second problem because I have a lot of problem for you today. Okay, we have just played like queen c6 to put pressure on c2, and here white push because you can play something like rook c1 because black could play bishop for c1. So here white decide to defend c2 with this move, with c3. And now what can you see in the position? You can see that white has opened this diagonal, so this light square diagonal is so strong, and queen can come here. So queen g6 is so interesting because bishop here control b2 square, c1 square. So, and with this move you attack the g2 pawn and you attack the rook. So it's interesting because you can play queen g6 after king move here. King has to come here. You have now a lot of interesting move here, like simply queen capture for g2 is interesting because you attack the rook, and after the knight move because here white has to move the knight to defend this rook. You capture this knight, okay? And it's interesting, this move, not only because you have no square for the knight. If you don't move the knight, you will lose the rook. But I want to say that queen c2 is a really good move, because you are threatening checkmate, queen 4b2, and you are attacking the rook. But there is a problem. Here white can defend with rook b1, so be careful. I know that you can play something like this, but here white can continue to develop, has some check, so it's not a winning position, okay, after this. So seems an incredible move, queen c2, but the correct move is queen 4g2, okay? So be careful and control well before moving, okay? So problem number 3. We have this position, and you can see that you could capture the rook on e1, but there is a problem. Rook on g1 and queen on g1 control this rook, okay? But you have this knight here, so strong. White has this strong battery on the g file. He is putting pressure on g7 pawn to try checkmate, but you have the queen to defend. So you can see this diagonal is a terrible weakness. So now you have to play queen b7. This is check. White has to cover with the rook, and now you can simply capture, because you are defending from checkmate. So after this you will win. And now white has to give up some material. After rook here, you can simply play queen here. Now cover you. White has to, and now you can take the knight with the rook, with the knight, and is not important, because your pawn structure is better, is completely better, okay? And I want to show you that you have to see this terrible weakness. White here can do nothing, so don't leave a diagonal, light square diagonal so free. With the knight here is so strong, the combination of knight and queen on b7. So after rook here, you have to capture the rook. If you don't capture the rook, will be some discover attack. So rook if not important if you cover with the rook, because can follow simply this devastating move, rook for rook e1, and you have to cover. This rook can pin, it's pin, so can move on g1, and you have to take, and queen for g2 will be checkmate. So be careful, you have to capture, and now you have this really strong check, and you can do nothing. So problem number 4. Okay, this is so interesting, because you are down a queen. You are down a queen, and you have a rook, a bishop, for a queen, a bishop. So you have to play really precise to win this move, to win this position. This bishop is defended, okay, by the queen, but it's obvious you have a passed pawn, so it's nice that you can push this passed pawn. So this is the right move. It's a forced move, because after my push, queen has to come here on d8 to block. And now it's so interesting, because here you could do a lot of things. Try to think. You could take this bishop. It's a normal move. It would be maybe a tight position, but not winning for white, not winning for black. It's not easy position, and white risks to lose. Okay, so rook capture for e4 is a good move, but it's not the best move. And there is here another really interesting move. Rook d6 to threat checkmate on a6. Okay, I want to show you. Seems, can you see that the computer says that is not correct? Because seems unstoppable rook d6 and rook for a6, but it's not. I will show you why it's not unstoppable. The reason. Here's the right move. It's so beautiful. Is simply b3, because after queen come here check, you can move your king here, and there is no check, and it's completely winning. It's not important hit white come here, because now you can play this wonderful rook here to threat checkmate, okay? And it's not important if bishop come here, because you can simply push. You will push your pawn and you will be winning really soon. You have no check, and you promote to a queen. So it's so interesting. If you play something like this here, it's losing, because rook d6 seems a good move, but here black can simply push, and now this check is completely bad, because king b4, and now what can you do? Nothing. You are down material. It's really hard position. Queen will take this pawn, and it's not easy for white here. So seems a good move. Rook d6 seems a really good move, but b3 is so beautiful, and you have not to be scared by check, because you can come here and it's winning. Problem number 5. You have this position where black has opened this the g file, so the idea is to push the g pawn, but you can't, because there is a knight that defends this g pawn. So it would be interesting like to remove this knight, right? Knight capture, and only now you can push, and now you are threatening g4. You want to do a long castle. Here computer suggests move like a lot of move, but like this, but you can simply take, and really soon you will capture the. It's not important if queen come here, you can simply do a long castle, or before capture this, and then you push, or you do a long castle, you defend the pawn, and now you prepare to push, okay? So it's really good position for black here. So the idea to see this move to play knight capture for e4 is that you have to use this g file, okay? And you will prepare a long castle really soon. So really beautiful position. Okay, problem number 6. Now you have this position, your queen is attacked. It's really complicated position, and a normal move here could be like, yeah, I can capture your bishop. I can play queen capture for c3, and it's okay. Queen capture for c3, rook capture for c3, but there is a problem. This bishop here on h4 can be taken, so it's not a good move. I want to show you, that you see that you are down material here, because white has only a bishop and a pair of rook. Black has a pair of rook, 2 bishops, and a knight. So you can't take this, because you will be down a knight, okay? And a bishop. So here you have to, not to capture this, but you have to play this chance check. And after this check, this pawn here is so important. And now, can you see the next move? Not capture with the rook this pawn, this bishop, because you are still down material, okay? Because if you capture this bishop, rook for h4, it's coming. So you have to play a forcing move like queen g6 with the threatening of checkmate. Queen has to come here to defend from checkmate, and now you simply capture. This is check. Black has to defend this rook, and now you simply take this bishop. But you take this bishop, but not only this, because rook g3 is coming, and you can take this pawn. If you take this pawn, rook g3 is coming, and this is checkmate. You have to give your queen, and it's completely winning, okay? So look careful. If you take, here's the bishop, you lose. Can you see? Queen capture here, because after queen capture, 2 simplification, and now rook capture for h4. You are completely down material, you can do nothing. So you have to see this check, and what a wonderful e pawn. And now it's not, you can take, I told you, because rook, okay, no, there is no rook h4 like I told you, because queen g6 is still strong, but there is like rook g8, and you have no queen g6. You have to play queen g6. That's really strong, and you can do only with check, only gaining a time with check. And now so you are not interested to gain this bishop. Only now when if black come here is checkmating one, so there is only one move, and only now you take this bishop, but not only you are threatening rook for g3, and you will gain a lot of material. So problem number 7, and it's really hard position. Here it's a completely drop position. Okay, seems a draw because your material is completely equal, but if you can see there is a weakness, maybe this weakness is the first rank. You can play like queen b1, but it's not difficult to see queen b1. It's difficult to see next move. Okay, so you see this weakness, queen b1, and after this check, how can you continue the attack? It's not easy to continue this attack, and here you have to see that queen e4 is coming, so you have to play bishop f1. I consider this problem really difficult. Honestly, I wasn't able to resolve it, and after king move, bishop can come here, as this is check, and yeah, if white continue to play this, white has some advantage because there is always queen e4, like I told you, and now you are threatening bishop f1. So bishop f1 is coming, so you can take it. If you take this pawn, bishop f1 is coming. Now you are completely down, bad position. You can close the diagonal because queen is coming here. So computer suggests to queen sack or to sack your rook. So it's so bad position. Okay, so here it's so beautiful, queen e4, to see that bishop can come here. First time that I saw this position, I was thinking about a really nice move, but doesn't work. Would be a big blunder. Like I was thinking about bishop f1. This is a nice way to try checkmate, and if king come here to take this bishop, because king has to take this bishop to avoid checkmate, rook b8, and rook b8 is coming. But there is a problem. This is not checkmate, and here white can simply play this, and this check is not useful. Okay, it's not important. I was thinking about here, but you are so slow. Here you have a rook c8, a lot of way to escape from this position. Can you see on a computer it's completely losing position, like rook c8 check, you have to come here, and queen here, and white has the attack. It's not important if black come here because this is checkmate in one. So the right move was here, queen c2, with the idea to bring the bishop, queen b1, sorry, and one king move, you have this wonderful bishop f1 to create an attack here. And now you can play something like this. If white continue, you can simply check, and now you will take this pawn, and you will bring your bishop here. So problem number 8, and this is the last of this tactics that I show you. And now it's really hard position. I wasn't able to resolve it, and it's black to move. You have to find a winning combination. Here I was thinking about this light square bishop. I want to open up. This light square bishop is so strong, so I was thinking about the e3. I like a lot e3, but the correct move is here is queen h3, because you are threatening e3 and bring the bishop with the bishop, and the queen bring an attack on g2. Bishop e3 to avoid this, And now what can you play? You have to activate your rook. You can play rook h6 because bishop is controlling h6. But what you can play? You can play rook e5. And here engine sacks the queen. Okay? This is winning. I can show you what happens about if you play something like this. Bishop can capture. And it's not important if you can push, because white here can push this pawn. So I wasn't able to see the power of light square bishop because white can always push on f3. So if you try something like this, seems an amazing move, but computer here suggests to play, if you capture with the bishop, there is always this checkmate, and after this rook sack. I saw it, I have done some calculation about it. This is checkmate in 4, and rook g8 is coming, and queen h6 is coming. So now there is a problem here. White can take with the pawn, and now seems it's checkmate, but not, because king can escape here. Wonderful. Yes, you have a little advantage with black, but not like this. Not so. I really like this move because this is a so beautiful move. You see, e capture 44. After bishop capture, you can play something like queen h3. So here was better like to play queen d4, and now it's not the same because you are threatening a change of momentum queen, and you can play queen h3, but it's not the same way because white here could continue to develop his pieces, and after like move here is checkmate. So you can't do a rook lift like before. You can play this wonderful rook e5. So okay, so I hope this video enjoy you, and remember to do a few tactics every day to improve, and thank you very much. I hope this video enjoy you like always, and see you soon with another video. Bye bye. Thank you.